Hey, what's up guys? George again from APG. On this next video, I want to take you guys through the build process. So let's talk about the donor vehicle. You're going to turn this into something else. A lot of you are thinking about, hey, I don't want to buy something that has so many factory equipped options that you're just going to rip off and put in the trash can. Now, that's not really the case. We always suggest to customers, get yourself a donor vehicle that has the interior convenience features you like. Do you want leather? Do you want the larger touchscreen? Do you want the upgraded audio system? But as far as mechanical restrictions of what you have to get as a bare minimum, there really are none. You can build on any donor vehicle that you want. There is one requirement that we do suggest if you really plan on stepping on it hard, and that is to make sure the vehicle has a factory front locker standard. Now, we don't need that because we're going to rip off the front axle and put a heavy-duty front axle in, but if the vehicle comes standard with an electronic locking front differential, that ensures that the vehicle has a heavy-duty transfer case. Heavy-duty transfer case would be recommended if you really plan on using it aggressively. So, as we know, we also have two engine types. We have the 4-cylinder, we have the 6-cylinder, 2.3 versus a 2.7. Obviously, there is no replacement for displacement, so if you're going for maximum power, get that larger engine. Each of these engines with the calibration, with the axle ratio, each get a boost of power. And I will tell you, that 2.3 engine is a fantastic motor. It's been out for a long time. We have a lot of experience with it. The 2.7 is also a great motor. It will put out additional torque and horsepower. That's really up to you, the consumer, but either vehicle will work as a donor vehicle. All right, so let's say you find a donor vehicle that has the options and the color that you want, but it doesn't have the hardtop. That's okay. You can get an upgraded hardtop directly from us. We have a lot of clients that are even pulling their factory hardtop off and putting our hardtop on there, which you can go for a much quieter one-piece top, have it custom painted, or go for our modular hardtop, which we like to look up. It's got the slant on the back. We got better extrusions, weather stripping, better foam insulation. We're gonna get into the advances of our hardtop more, but just understand that you do not have to have a vehicle with a hardtop. Look how our vehicle looks with our hardtop on there as an option. Get a vehicle that has the color you like. Hopefully you have your choices out there. We know it's slim pickings. But if you end up with a hot pepper red or a Oxford white or a jet black or any other Ford color, we will be paint matching those components with what we exchange. But let's say you want to do a custom color. We can do that. We've got one of the best paint shops on the entire West Coast. We do recommend that if you want to come up with a custom color, source a black donor vehicle. If you source a black donor vehicle, it's more cost effective. It's also a preferred way of doing vehicle repaints. Imagine your engine bay being a different color than what your intended secondary color, your roll cage, your door jambs. Obviously, everything is possible, but to keep that as a reasonable cost to repaint a vehicle, we always recommend that you start with a black vehicle. And we can paint any color in the world. You dream it, we can do it. All right, guys, so now you said you want to do it, you think you want to do it, now you want to do it. What do we do? Who do I call? How does this whole process work? Step one, either find a donor vehicle of your choosing or reach out to us for help finding a donor vehicle. Once we've sourced a donor vehicle, you have to contact APG. You have to reach out to us and schedule a build consultation. A build consultation is going to help us get to know each other as a builder and a client to help come up with a list of options that match what you want and what you need. No two builds are the same. No two customers are the same. No two customers are going to drive the same route, carrying the same load, and that's what makes us different. We want to customize the vehicle specifically for you, and not just by colors and aesthetics, but by performance. What spring rates are we going to put on your coilovers to make sure it can support how much weight you're going to carry in the car? What is your lifestyle? These things matter to us. We listen to you to fine-tune this stuff. And a build consultation is also going to come up with an overall parts list. A parts list that may be completely different if you want to turn a 150-pound tire. Or you want to stay on a 37, you may not need heavy-duty axles and all of the massive drivetrain upgrades. That is what it takes to support such a heavy tire. We will guide you through that process. We will hold your hand and we will answer your questions all along the way until we come up with a comprehensive build that matches what you are looking for. All right, guys, so now that we've gone through the build consultation, we've come up with a list of parts, we know what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it. we will submit a formal quotation for you to review. It's important that you look this through, add, subtract, come up and get this done correctly. Because the next step, we're gonna lock in your build. Once that happens, you will sign your proposal, we will invoice you for the overall build, and that invoice is gonna be cost of parts. The tally, labor, all paint materials, we do not bill for any of that until vehicle completion and you're completely satisfied. All right, next steps, timeline. How long is this gonna take me? Everything is a scheduled production, meaning we will not start on your vehicle until your scheduled start of production date. Actual production timeline is about 4 to 6 weeks. There are some instances where that would be extended, like if you wanted a custom repaint or really excessive aftermarket options, lighting and secondary winches and skid plates and armor and roof racks. These add a little bit of time, but on average, a build takes between 4 and 6 weeks from the day we pull it in the shop. All right, it's the big day, time to build. Let's go through what we do in summary from start to finish. Vehicles are gonna come in after being QC'd and photographed outside by the check-in team. The vehicle is gonna get rolled in, it's gonna get completely disassembled. Front axles, rear axles, brakes, bumpers, armors, drive shaft, everything, the whole underbody becomes a skid. As soon as we're done with complete disassembly, production takes part in 2 different avenues. Body and fabrication. The body is gonna start rough fitting all of your carbon fiber, your body fitment. Every vehicle is a little bit different, so there is a little bit of adjustment. That's just how it is. The fabrication team will start welding up your shock towers, your axles, your various bracketry, your reinforcements around the vehicle, while the body's working hand in hand. Once fabrication is done, we roll into paint protection and the assembly process. Assembly process is installing your shocks, your upper control arms, your lower control arms, your axles, your tie rods, your rear axles, your front axles, your drive shafts, reassembling all of the components that we removed from the vehicle during the disassembly process with the stronger, upgraded APG ProRunner components. So the assembly process actually is a relatively quick process. It is the bodywork and custom fabrication part that does draw the most time. But it is because of the creativity of our fabrication and bodywork that gives you a perfect result. Something that makes APG really special compared to a lot of other builders is we manufacture a lot of the components we install on our customer builds ourselves. Doing so ensures that we can control the quality and make sure you, the end user, gets everything the way that you expect it. Everything from hand laminating and manufacturing all of our own tools, manufacturing, hand laminating all of our own parts, the body working, the painting, the installation, start to finish ensures we can get that fit and finish that we know you love. Even on the fabrication process, we weld up a lot of things in-house. We work with a lot of incredible suppliers that do all of our laser cutting and bending. Then we do the finish work here in-house, again, so we can control that quality. All right, guys, final step, our favorite part, delivery day. You gotta get your new vehicle. Now, there's 2 ways. If you're from out of state or even out of country, some of you fly in, take personal delivery of the vehicle. Or we can put it on one of our insured bonded carriers and get it delivered to your doorstep, literally nationwide. No vehicle leaves here unless it's gone through our comprehensive QC process. It's completely detailed, it's been aligned, and completely road checked. All right, guys, that's the process of taking a stock Ford Bronco and turning it into an APG ProRunner. We hope you've enjoyed the video you've seen. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button below.